Alright, so today, I'm not sure if I'll leave this video up, but I'm just trying to set up for our org event tomorrow. And to do so, I think I'm going to run a shipment out of Lorville. Not exactly sure what we're going to go after. Probably titanium. I've had a couple of the typical incidents where the computer didn't crash, the game didn't crash, but I kind of buried my Starfarer into the no-fly zone and lost about 600k. But no big deal. Other folks lose more. One fella I play with lost, I think, 1.4 million at one point. It was kind of scary, but yeah, that's just what you risk. Mining's fun. Mining's a decent way to make money, but truthfully, after discovering the shipping, there's definitely the risk is higher because you have to invest, but the reward is higher. And I'm probably going to be getting a caterpillar tomorrow, or whenever the fresh skinned one comes on sale anyway. And let's see, yeah, because these I'm in what's called right now the Starfarer. This is the standard model. There's another model. It's military. It's got a kind of a green paint job and some better armor and some other features. But this one hauls 291 of their standard cargo units, which is decent. The next one up right now is the Caterpillar, which hauls 570. So it's nearly double the capacity as this, though it's not very well armored. It doesn't have very good defenses. This vehicle can actually hold its own. I mean, I'll be keeping it. I won't be getting rid of this vehicle, the ship. I really like it. It flies like a big wet bar of soap, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad. It does take a while to get up out of this atmosphere. So let's go ahead and do that. Always make sure you set your throttle. I like to set it around half, and cut it maybe around 75,000 meters above the surface, 80. That way you're almost to a complete stop when you get out of the atmosphere. And when you quantum travel with this ship, it takes forever to stop, and sometimes you have to stop quickly because you get interdicted while traveling. And this thing will not stop, like on a dime, by any stretch. I'll demonstrate shortly. So it's always best before you engage your quantum to arrest all momentum with this. Make it come to a complete stop. That should read 0 before you engage quantum with the Starfarer. Pretty much any ship, really, but especially ships like this. The Starfarer, the Reclaimer. Tomorrow is the Citizen Con, Star Citizen's yearly convention, and it looks very exciting. The week after, they're having their anniversary sale, so for probably a little more than a week, there will be a free fly where you could test all the ships in the game. All you have to do is create an account. You don't have to pay anything. It's free, and you can play what I'm playing right now. There's also going to be, all the ships are going to be on sale during that week, which they're not throughout the year. This is the only time of year where you can actually get a good chance at, buying the ship that you're looking for if it's not regularly on sale. Yeah, we're at 12,000 right now, 13,000. We have to get to 100,000 before we can engage quantum. Go ahead and set our route. I'm rather hesitant to do this on stream for fear of stream sniping, but whatever. I just won't load my cargo down real heavy. And if I have to take a loss, I have to take a loss. It's worth it for the streaming, in my opinion. You end up learning little tricks that help make the make it a lot less stressful. You know, make it a lot less dangerous. You end up getting, you know, a little bit better at it. But like I said, you can still, these things are so easy to crash. And if you drift out of a certain area when you're going down there for a landing, it'll just explode and there's no recovery. It just, boom, it's gone. And, you know, say you have 600,000 credits worth of laranite, well, it's gone. There's no insurance on the cargo. Just the ship. Yeah, we still have a way to go. I might hop into a voice chat with my org. Right now I'm in the AFK channels. I'm looking at about 23 frames per second. I play on Shadow. You know, this is pretty good. People get better, but you know, sometimes the performance is good, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's, you know, not so great, but it's always playable. And it's absolutely beautiful to look at. When you get away from the big planet and the big cities and all that, the frames per second goes up substantially. I've seen pretty good frames in this game using Shadow. Gonna have some tea. Taste a little bit of smoke. I seem to get better performance when I play on European servers. So right now I'm playing in a Euro. You get to choose at main menu. And knock on wood, I don't tend to crash as much on this server. It still does. And I don't get as much lag, but the Shadow server that I'm playing through, I believe, is out of New York City. And if I am not mistaken, there's a direct cable under the Atlantic Ocean that links that region with England, Europe. So I think that's why the connection's so good. Unless everybody's switching to 5G, which wouldn't surprise me. It's coming sooner or later. Check my stream chat. Take a quick look. Have to turn the volume down. Nope, nobody's watching right now, but that's okay. I don't really do this for the views. I do it for the later. I go back and watch these, and sometimes it's good to see mistakes you make and silly other things. So I'm about to cut my thruster momentarily. As soon as I get to 75, yep, we'll cut it. I'm not going to hit the brake. I'm going to just let her drift to a stop. Seems to be, on the radar, somebody close. That is a caterpillar. It's a pirate cat. Nice. That's just a skin, by the way. See, the outline of his ship is green. So, he's not an enemy. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. She, he, they. In fact, we can scan them if they don't get out of our range. That's number 3. No crime stat. Oh, he's got a partner. Jeep. Number 3 is flying with Jeep today. That's pretty good. They're definitely out of atmosphere. I'll go ahead and cut my speed some more. Like I said, at 100, you'll see it change on the left there, the altimeter. Yep, see, it's gone. And go ahead and start spooling our drive. Hopefully it doesn't. Oh, okay, he's gone. They are gone. Pro tip number one. I say pro tip. But pro tip number one, when you're coming out of atmosphere, jumping to a quantum marker, you probably won't get interdicted at this point. But you'll see in a moment, I'm going to jump to the moon aerial. And I'm going to hop out of my seat. That helps at this point in this build of the game. It helps you avoid getting interdicted, or should I say stopped along your journey, which is a real pain in the butt sometimes. It can actually break the game and you lose all your cargo, or you'll crash into something, or who knows what. They've got a wreckage right now that stands in the way of some interdictions that if you hit, as soon as that number at the top, by the way, gets to 100, we'll jump. But if you hit that wreckage, it doesn't move. It's like it's a smaller cargo ship, but it's stationary. It's like kind of welded to the space. And we'll hop out of our chair. And if you hit it, it doesn't budge. Your ship explodes or you do some damage. Welcome to aerial. You only have to get out of the seat between, planet to moon, planet to planet, long distance. Again, if it's just from orbital marker to orbital marker, or atmosphere to orbital marker, or orbital marker to, say, someplace on the surface, then you should be good. I haven't seen, personally, any interdictions. Like right now, I shouldn't be getting interdicted. I haven't seen it at this stage before. I'm not saying it won't happen, but at this point it doesn't. All right. I'm just checking my stream chat to make sure nobody's trying to talk with me. Okay. All right. Oops, did I just decouple? I sure did. Okay, we're not going to quantum jump again. I just do that so that I could see the location. Otherwise, it's really tough to see in this atmosphere. You can lock your direction. I use a mouse and keyboard to fly, so you can lock your mouse movement by hitting right shift. And for a while I thought that was a bug, but a good friend, Star, the Star Lord in game, he said, "Oh no, that's right shift." I was like, "What?" And it makes flying these monster ships so much easier. Now there's my shadow to the left. You can see my frames per second. Right now I'm getting 46, 47, 48. It'll change as I move around. But it's pretty good frames for, the shadow costs me, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even play on a PC at home. I don't even have a computer running in my house. Right now I'm just using a Shadow Ghost to play Star Citizen, and this is the performance. You can kind of see it in the top right there. Hopefully the resolution is high enough, but I'm looking at 45 frames per second, 2.2 millisecond. I could go through the whole list, but it'd be kind of pointless. I get pretty good performance. I do pretty well in Arena Commander, which is the out-of-game flight sim. We're still a ways off. There it is, coming into view. This is my first time watching myself stream on my phone. It's interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and prepare for our entry. I took it out of cruise control mode. I'm still on throttle cruise, but the movement cruise I've disabled. Go ahead and cut throttle. Setting down our landing gear. And I like to keep my, when I'm landing, generally in that type of a position. Alright, and there's somebody on the ground already. That might be my own ship. I leave a razor on the ground here. Let's see, is that anybody to worry about? Go ahead and get rid of that. I'm trying to target that ship, but apparently I can't. It doesn't look red, so I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a cyclone. Doesn't seem to be anybody around, so that's a good thing. And we have touchdown. Let's check our landing gear. Yep, we're on the ground. It's always good to double check these things. Keeps you from making unnecessary mistakes. And I like to leave the ship running, that way you can take off quickly. Fortunately, these days, this vehicle has seemingly a good locking system. There was a point where people could break into this ship extremely easy. In fact, you didn't even have to break into it. You just sort of walked through this this part. But they have since blocked that, fortunately. But always watch your ramps. People like to sneak. Alright, and let's see. We have to go to the cargo loading building, which is storage. Designated, generally speaking, by that large sign-looking thing. That'll tell you where to go for your cargo load up. Another good thing to do is just keep an eye on the area. You can sometimes see people moving around if they're trying to be all piratey and griefy. Remember, kids, piracy is for profit. If you're not doing it for profit, then it's probably griefing. Let's see, do we want to do Laranite? How much can we get? Yeah, we'll do Laranite. You get the best profit. Okay, and we'll go ahead and buy some titanium. What could we get? Yeah, why not? Alright. We just filled up on cargo. If you purchase the Mantis, which is the interdiction ship, it comes with this awesome helmet and suit. That's the Coda pistol. I've got some mods on it, of course. Just kind of making sure I don't see anybody. There was that cyclone, which is not necessarily a guaranteed indicator there's somebody around, but somebody was here. Now, I like to leave vehicles or ships. For instance, the Razor, I'll spawn it, I'll park it here. That way when I fly back, you can see the outpost without using the quantum marker beacon thing. You can actually target your ship that's on ground and fly in a little bit easier. It's blue, you know, so you can see it. That's all the cargo I just bought. It's titanium and laranite. That should be the laranite. And let's see if we can do this without losing our money. This is when it becomes stressful. And I wasn't watching chat. Sometimes you can get an indication that you're about to be jacked in chat too, so remember that. You only have to be at 3,000 meters on this planet, or should I say moon, to engage your quantum jump. Friendly at Brio. I'm not there. Alright, let's go ahead and cut our thrust, because we are going to be jumping straight out of the atmosphere to Hurston. Hopefully. Takes a moment to spool up the quantum drive. You see how it's drifting? Like I said, wet bar soap. But it's not so bad. Hitting my space brake to make sure I'm fully arrested in movement. And as soon as it hits 100, we're hopping out of our seat. Well, after you engage. Welcome to Hurston. Keep in mind, this game is still early alpha stage. It's not even in beta. It's definitely not, commercial release. Right now, we're all just basically testing and trying to help pitch into the development. This game is scheduled to release, anytime late next year. Ballpark. They haven't really actually said specifically when. Okay, let's go ahead and shut that off. Clear our route. Where's Lorville? Set our route. Engage. Warp 1. Make it so. I can't do Captain Picard. I should be ashamed of myself. Yeah, we're arrest our drift right there. I just pressed right shift so that my ship stopped drifting instead of playing with a mouse control. Oh, we're ready. Hopefully we don't fly through the planet and blow up. My kitty cat wants to hop up on my lap. She always picks the perfect time. Come over here. Come over here. No, not there. Over here. No. I don't want you crashing my ship. I have a lot of investment in this right now. Okay. Fair warning with this one. I am coming into Lorville. Heavily loaded. It put me over the Hurston Dynamics building, which is dangerous because the no-fly zone. So the best bet when you come into a position like this is just to give the city a bit of a flyover. You will notice right about Can you see them? Can't really see them. Well, anyway, where those ships are, the orange, the green triangles, those are ships that are, yeah, you can see Tisa Spaceport. You want to try to fly right into about this area. You won't make it all that way, but right about this area. Because if we go too close to that building, we will lose everything and blow up. Or if we skim any of the buildings in here. I don't even want to show you the no-fly zone. I don't want it to pop up because, yeah, it's scary. I mean, it's not scary, the zone, but knowing what happens when you cross into it, yeah. And after this, after I land and go sell and show you the profit, I'm going to end the stream and go get myself some dinner. I believe we have a couple guys in the org that want to do some trade runs. This is called trade runs. Shortly, so I want to make sure I'm prepared. I have to hop into our voice chat server and see what the deal is. I told them that I'd join them, so I want to make sure that I'm doing that.
Hey, wake up.
I just got a message. Hold on, let me go ahead and stop my momentum. Lock this, and that was TeamSpeak.
Channel switched.
All right.
Microphone activity resumed.
Oh,
Hey guys, I'll be right with you. I'm doing a quick stream. I'm about to land, and I'll be right back. So just bear with me.
No worries.
Give me maybe, and I'm sorry if I'm really loud, but give me maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes tops.
Microphone muted. Sound muted.
All right, you have to be really careful with the buttons you push because some of them will shut your ship off and you'll just plummet. We have a friend. Whoops, wrong button. See, I pushed the wrong button. All right, who's this? Number 1. We'll target you. Quasar Land. That's a cool name. Who's he flying? An Andromeda. That's a pretty good ship. For those of you who are looking for a decent, it's not really, I wouldn't say it's a starter ship, but it's like upgrading past the Starfarer. I forget the name of it, but there's, you know, the early, can't believe I can't think of the name. Early hauling ships. That's a good one to change up to. But let's get ourselves, oh, there's another one coming in. See, who are you? Can I target you? Yep. That is an Aurora. Leroy's Fire Have. Please don't crash me. You're just checking me out. Go ahead and call for a landing pad. And we're going to try to take this in without losing everything. I mean, I still got 100 and some thousand credits, so yeah, but where's my landing pad? There it is. And you always want to, like I said, you want to come in high here. You want to don't skim those signs. Don't try to shortcut if you're bringing in a load that you don't want to lose, because you will lose your load. Not in a fun way. And you see how I can't even see, there we go. Shadows are a little silly, but you can't, it's really hard to see your velocity and other things, so you just sort of have to be on point with this to the best of your ability. And a screw up is pretty much death. I'm holding my space brake. Ooh, it's overheating, so I want to pitch up and try to salvage this. Alright. Alright, I do not want to go too far forward because that no-fly zone will bite. like monkeys. They'll just jump on you, on you. All right. Back it up. We'll just drop down. I got to drift to the left a little bit. See how we're doing over here. They give you a tiny little hanger. Thanks. All right. Go ahead and try to do this. Looks like we're good on the front. Can almost see the back. I think we're good. Yep. I did put my gear down, I think. Yep, my gear's down. All right. And to verify that you landed, always just watch to see if the hangar doors close. If they close, you have touched down successfully. Now at this point, if I were to crash, you know, like the game like crashes the desktop or whatever, I get booted from the server, who knows, then my ship will be stored here in Lorville, and you'll still be able to go to the terminal and sell your merchandise, which is all that right there. And off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly how much I spent. Around 300 grand. And I still, even though I'm in Lorville, I still don't like to take any chances. You know, close her up. Close her up and watch that door, that elevator. Just so used to people trying to jack this ship, and they did it very well. You always had to watch your back. Anytime you took this ship out of Port Olisar, probably 80% of the time you're gonna have somebody on there who you don't want on there. So you have to basically drift it out of the armistice zone and do a little hunting. But nowadays it's easier to tell. Like if somebody's on your ship, they're in your comms channel. So generally speaking, if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to see if there's somebody on there. But you still got to hunt them down. In that ship, you can hide anywhere. There's so many hiding places. Stupid chat. Half the time I don't pay attention to it. I'd rather just sort of leave it turned off. But every time you go into third person or when you're in your ship, it pops back up. Which eventually they'll sort out. Like I said, this is early alpha. But for being the stage of development that it is, and being that I'm playing on Shadow Cloud Gaming, yeah. I mean, seriously, yeah. Hopefully, maybe in about a year, 6 months or so, I don't know, Christmas time, who knows, I'm going to throw together a decent gaming computer. But I'll still be using this so that I could have 2 accounts running at the same time. And sort of be my own co-pilot or spotter. You know, various other things. Lots of reasons why you'd want to have 2 going at once. In Star Wars Galaxies, I usually would have 4 or 5 going at the same time. All right, almost done with this session. Let you see what the profits are, and then we'll just sort of call it a stream, and I'll name this Trade Run or something like that. I'm actually rather enjoying. These trains are kind of loud, but it's cool. I think it's still daytime. They said once, yeah, it's daytime, how fast these trains actually move, and I guess they clip along. I forget what the number was, but they clip along pretty quick. It's amazing. If you have any doubts, just watch. This is the future of gaming, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be all JP, but I'm all in. I don't mind supporting this game at all. Chris Roberts and the rest of the team, you guys are doing great. Just keep it up. It was announced today that the Carrack and a few other well-expected ships have been delayed slightly, and that is to be expected. Some folks are disappointed and complaining and belly aching, but you know, time is just a thing, and it's usually best to be patient. Otherwise, you end up with heartburn in more ways than one. We'll be getting out this door. That's the Hurston Dynamics building. We flew over it. This is one leg of it. If I remember correctly, it stands 2 kilometers in height. When they first released it to Public Test Universe, I believe, these statues hadn't been fleshed out, and they were, I wish I had gotten video back then, but it was pretty cool. It was funny looking. Like the hands were balls, and it just had no detail. It was still cool, but I mean, look at that. Look at that filigree. That's absolutely beautiful. This team, let me tell you, this, and I'm not trying to kiss ass or, you know, whatever, but just keep it coming, guys, folks, people, ladies. I'll just start calling y'all ladies. No, that's disrespectful. Although, there is a, where is it? I spotted a bit of a glitch in here. Maybe it was a temporary thing. Yeah, right there. You see it? But that kind of stuff's to be expected in an early alpha. And it's totally acceptable. For now. So yeah, I'm definitely running a little bit late. The trade caravan they want to get involved with is gearing up. Let's go ahead and see what our profits are. We are selling from our Starfarer that's fully loaded. Okay, we have 151,626. Selling the Laranite gets us a pretty decent chunk. We started with about 450-ish K. Now we'll sell our titanium. So we made about 50K for that trip. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Feel free to leave comments, likes, dislikes. It doesn't matter. Just, you know,
Hey,
I'm glad
wake
you
up.
enjoyed it. So I'll see ya.